Hello, everybody. Time for some Q&A for...
No, I don't like this. I don't like this.
Okay. Hi guys, it's the ShoddyCast, and we are doing ESO Weekly's Q&A for Wednesday, February the 13th.
Yes.
I remember the date.
Good. We are proud of you.
So let's just hop right into it. First question is from Ben E.F.G.H. No. Okay. At ShoddyCast, Spears?
Spears. Probably the shortest question we've ever received.
There's no confirmation on Spears.
I like this guy. He's straight to the point, this Ben.
We don't know if there's going to be Spears, but I only put this one on here just to bring up some of the different weapon types we know are going to be in the game. So just right off the bat, we know there's going to be pretty much all the weapons from Skyrim.
Yeah, we talked about this.
So you got the two-hander stuff, you got the one-handed weapons, you got shields,
right.
You got staves. But the one thing we did want to bring up that we forgot to bring up last week is one-handed runes. And don't mistake this with the runes you put on the ground in Skyrim that people walk over to blows up. This is completely different. These are runes you hold in your hand, and they're a different kind of weapon. And basically they act like one-handed staves, or I guess wands if you want to call it that, but runes are a lot cooler than stupid wands. And so yes, they have the different kind of types like the fire, ice, lightning, and healing. At least I'm assuming there's a healing one. And so this will allow you to both dual wield runes. You can also have a rune in one hand and then a one-handed melee weapon in the other. So for you spell, what is it called? Spell swords or whatever they're called?
Yeah.
You can do that, or battle mage as well.
That actually sounds really cool.
Yeah.
That does sound neat. And it's interesting because they're basically doing this because you're not going to be able to cast just with empty hands.
Right.
Like, that's not a thing in this game. You'll have to have like a rune or something, and basically what the runes do is actually cool. It just it enhances. They have their own stats and stuff, like you were saying, right?
Mm-hmm.
The runes, and yeah, we've seen runes done before, and at least I've seen it done once in an MMO that I have played, Lord of the Rings Online, which actually had runes, which were pretty awesome. But those you had to actually, they took up both hands. But in this game, they're only going to take one, which is neat. Yeah, I could see running around with like a long sword in my rune. That'd be cool.
It also kind of limits the need for putting in a bunch of spells in the game, like fireball, frost wall thing, and all that kind of stuff, because it'll be in the rune itself. So I guess you can call that casting spells if you want, but really you're just shooting stuff out of a rune. But it's kind of cool. I'm glad that they added something like that for those spell swords out there.
Yeah, because I don't want to always have to have this big, huge honking staff if I'm a mage casting stuff. You know, it'd be cool to just. I'm sure the rune will look like you're shooting it out of your hands.
I'm kind of wondering if there's like a bonus for having two runes of the same type, and you know how it is when you
yeah,
get
that
the perk for the dual.
Yeah, something
casting.
they did for the first time in Skyrim, where yeah, sure you can individually cast an icy spear with one hand, but if you use two hands, you'll create a more powerful spell, which people enjoyed a lot.
Right.
Skyrim, so.
Let me just say, though, it's not confirmed that we can dual-wield runes. We're just assuming that you can.
Yeah, that's part of our speculation and general...
So, in case that doesn't end up in the game, they'll say, hey, ShoddyCast said it was in there. So, you know, okay. Again, there we go. Alright, from Mara H. How do you guys think assassin-type builds will fare in PvP? Sure, taking out small caravans is fun for a while, but do you think the sneak in Tessa will be effective enough to take out entire keeps almost single-handedly, like in traditional test games? Probably not. I did some more reading, again, on MMORPG.com, and they had some other things saying that... I'm sorry, I don't think it was from them, it was on the wiki. It was saying that keeps will take about 10 to 15 people to take out, I guess, to conquer. The outposts will take around 10 people.
Like required, or?
Yeah, it's going to take like at least that amount of people to do
Ooh,
it.
So this is that when we were fantasizing about having one individual like infiltrate as like an assassin.
Probably not going to happen.
We won't be able to live out that fantasy. That's a bummer.
And then like lumber mills and farms and stuff will take like 3 to 4 people to do. So that you might be able to get away with it. You know, taking lumber mills and farms by yourself.
Like, I could understand not being able to take out a whole stinking enemy keep just single-handedly.
Yeah.
But what would have been cool is like, oh man, maybe this thief can sneak in and drop the bridge or something like that.
Yeah.
You know, something cool. as long as there's so
that could still be possible.
Yeah, I hope it is. I hope there's elements that enables, you know, if you choose to be that stealthy assassin, the best sneaky bastard around, you get to be utilized in special situations like that. That'd be neat. But okay, so the smallest capture point we know can be taken with 3 to 4 people. Is that
around 3 to 4 people? I mean, I'm sure it all depends on like player skill and everything, but that's probably like the minimum.
Okay. Well, I definitely hope I'm able to make a change as an individual too. That's I've always said that from the start, that you definitely want to enable the single players too.
It's all about choices.
Yeah. Yeah. And was there any other question, or was that sneak effective enough to take out entire keeps single-handedly?
Well, I guess she was also asking
traditional test games
how assassin type builds will fare in PvP. I'm sure we're going to be seeing a hell of a lot of assassins.
Oh yeah.
I mean, that seems to be like the stat, or whatever you want to call it, that people want, or ability, is to sneak.
We should take a poll on that on the site. You know, what type of class you're going to play, thief type character, you know, armored tank
I have,
type
but it's
character.
probably a good thing to do it again. That way we have more people.
I think we took a poll, but it was on what weapon types you're using.
Oh, okay.
Like sword and board and stuff like that. But we should do more about, you know. And
I'll put a poll up that's like, do you want to play a tank, healer? And then I'll go into the different DPS types.
Yeah. Okay,
Something
so
like
when you're
that.
watching this, that poll will be up on the site if you want to do that. But yeah, in traditional test games, basically what she was talking about here, how you can single-handedly take out an entire keep. I'm sure you'll still be able to do that in single player, just not in PvP. PvP seems to be more of a teamwork-based thing. But yeah, if you want to raid a bandit hideout in PvE, I'm sure you'll still be able to do that extremely effectively as an assassin.
When you were saying single player, I think you meant PvE. Because there is no single player
in PvE. That's what I meant.
Yeah. All right, from Dogaru G. Hey Shoddy, I have a couple of questions. Do you think there will be enough side quests, and how enjoyable will they be, considering the fact that one of the reasons test games are so loved is that they have a big number of side quests, which some of them are more enjoyable than the main quest? And since you're talking a lot about Guild Wars 2, and the thing that Guild Wars games and test games have in common is the music composer Jeremy Soule, do you think we'll hear music again? Wow, read that wrong, just like you. Think we'll hear again the music from Morrowind and Oblivion?
Way to go, Josh.
I know, right?
Okay, let's start with the quest thing, because I love these questions here. We'll start with the quest part, though. I was actually just reading an article today on Elder Scrolls Off the Record, and they were talking about questing in the Elder Scrolls Online. And you know how World of Warcraft, you're used to the
collecting bear asses,
collecting bear asses,
quest hubs,
and the giant yellow exclamation point. They said specifically, this is not that kind of questing. This is not that kind of MMO questing. Jesse Cox talked about how, yes, you still have like some quest hubs. You go to a town and there'll be more quests there, but that's always been like in Skyrim and Oblivion, Morrowind, where you go to the towns and there are set quests there, but they won't be marked by the annoying exclamation point.
Sort of they are marked though, because the ones that will have an available quest for you will have like an aura or hue around them, sort of. So you do know it, but you still have to like have a conversation with that NPC in order to get that quest. It's not just walking up there, wall of text, click accept, and go out and do it. You have to have an actual conversation with them and kind of just, you know, they'll tell you the backstory of the quest. And then you go out.
Accept a faint aura. I will accept that. It's got to be very subtle, though.
But there won't be a huge exclamation point over their heads.
It's got to be subtle. But yeah.
And also, you were bringing up the Off the Record thing, their podcast, that 2-hour-long thing after, you know, describing their whole alpha experience.
Yes.
They actually had a few examples about their questing and everything like that.
Yeah,
and there seems to be very large quest chains, which is kind of cool. Like huge build-ups and stuff that bring you to a final quest that is very satisfying.
Cool. Yeah, I want it all. When I want questing, I want the massive quest chains, as well as like what she's saying here, you know, the little side quests, those little enjoyable things that you'll find, you know, just, I said she, didn't I? It's a dude. Sorry. Yeah. What he's saying here about, it's all the little things too, like all those little quests, like I'll stumble into a hideout and you know, find out there's this necromancer that has been like antagonizing the nearby town, and you know, he's messing with me, and I have to go in and kill him. And I want to have those quests that I just stumble across, and then those long epic quests that we're used to. Variety is the thing that we want.
And choices. We get choices. So it's not just a straight linear path of quest line. You get to choose what you're going to do, be it save a bunch of people or save just one person, something like that, along those lines. Also, the choices that you make will affect what happens with people, how they see you. Like the NPCs.
Yeah, they'll react differently, which is great because...
With server phasing, that allows you to do that.
Yeah, because you've all played Oblivion, and, well, not you all have played Oblivion, but for those who have played, like, Oblivion, remember saving Kvatch from the Oblivion gates opening up and stuff like that.
Just did that last week.
Did you? Yeah, that's a good one. Those Oblivion gates, man, they're fun to start with, and then they start to get a little tedious. But anyway... we won't talk about that. We'll talk about how, everybody calls you the hero of Kvatch after that, and that's very cool. Having the world react to you like that adds that extra layer of realism and immersion for the player, and makes them feel that sense of pride and importance in this virtual space. So, yeah, most definitely.
And that's what we will be seeing ESO.
Yeah, so if you're at all concerned about the questing in the Elder Scrolls Online, worry not. Everybody, from the pre-alpha testers to the... journalists, I guess you can call them, writing their articles on they're all in agreement. This is a different kind of questing, the good test kind.
And I also wanted to say the whole reaction thing and everything is client side, so you can have a person in your group, one of your buddies, and they won't hear what the NPCs are saying to you. They'll hear something completely different. So just take that. So if they made a different decision while they did the same quest as you, they may hear something completely different from that NPC than you would. Because it's all client side.
Interesting. Very interesting. Oh wait, we have to go back. We didn't mention Jeremy Soule.
Oh, music, yeah.
Yeah. I think this is going to be an obvious one, right?
Not really. Because we don't know.
Oh, I thought he was asking if we wanted it. Oh yeah, we want it. No, but...
Well, of course we want it, but it's not confirmed he'll be in there. We know they've been talking to him as well as other composers about him making music, but it's not confirmed by any means that he will be.
Yeah, I can't emphasize enough. And I'm sure, you know, Bethesda has a very good working relationship with Jeremy Soule. I mean, their test games, the past 3 of them, don't quote me on that, but the past 3 of them, I know the past 3 have been not confirmed, composed by Jeremy Soule, but you'd think that ZeniMax would be able to get them too. But yeah, it hasn't been confirmed. Music is extremely powerful though in our games. Extremely, extremely powerful. And I like how he brought up nostalgia. That's going to be a big deal for the Elder Scrolls Online. Bringing those emotions back when you're walking around Morrowind. You know, you want to hear those old Morrowind themes and stuff, and maybe add a little twist to them, get some fresh Jeremy Soule music in there. But yeah, if there's any composer we want for this game, it would definitely be Mr. Jeremy Soule, man. I love that guy.
I just hope they at least play some of the older stuff, especially if you're going through areas from the previous games.
Oh yeah.
That might trigger some old music to play for that nostalgia reason. And man, I want to say I heard somewhere, I can't remember if it's for this game or not though, that they have some thing with the music where they have all these different segments of music that they can then arrange in a bunch of different orders, so the music is always seemingly different. So there's all these different segments of music, and they can combine them in different ways to make it different music. It's really weird to explain. Moving on.
I've got like a bunch of his stuff on my iPod too. Totally nerding here.
Yeah, like I said, if they don't have him, then I'll just have to mute the music in-game and play his stuff on iTunes in the background or something. Won't be the same, but you know.
Dude, you haven't lived until you bike or ran to Jeremy Soule's amazing soundtracks. You could do anything and you sound epic doing it because it's awesome.
We've listened to him in the car on the way to the grocery store plenty of times.
You're willing to admit that to everyone right now?
What? I'm sure they've all done it. Alright, Drewval P. Hey, I got one more question. I don't know what the other questions were, but okay. Are you going to be... Oh, wow. Are there going to be shouts
Come on,
like...
Josh, come on.
I'm trying to read the question! Poorly. Are there going to be shouts like Thum and stuff? No, there's not going to be, because we can't all be Dragonborn, otherwise we probably would all choose to be Dragonborn.
Yeah, this is one of those lore-breaking things, is even though it sounds like super fun, it would be just a huge lore breaker, because, you know, the Thune is this thing that takes a long time to master, and it's only taught by the, well, the Greybeards or from a dragon. You know, those are the only ways really to learn the Thune. And being the Dragonborn, we were learning the dragon language incredibly quickly. Normally it would take like years just to master a single word. That's why the Greybeards were all like, what the hell? I mean, seeing you in person and master these is amazing. But yeah, you know, Ulfric Stormcloak, I think he only knew how to do Foos with all the time he was with the Greybeards. He only knew how to do the Foreshout.
That's how we struck down the High King.
Yeah. So, yeah, having everybody know the Thune and the shouts and stuff, like having thousands and thousands, potentially millions of players running around Foos dying everyone, as epic as it sounds, it would be a lore breaker, for sure.
Cool. And our final question for the day is from Alex B. Hey guys, do you think that char creation will play a major role in the game? Will there be height and weight in char creation? For example, if you choose some tall tank, I hear Nords are pretty tall, plus I add him some weight and create a big guy, will I have advantages while tanking to collect negative and absorb negative spells from bosses and protect my party raid members, or creating a short backstabbing little guy gotta have some advantages? So, like in other test games, we know that there is a little bonus to damage and everything if you create a taller character, in melee at least. So if you make a high elf, he'll actually have a little bit more damage in melee strikes.
Yep.
But for balancing and everything like that, we are pretty sure there's not going to be anything like that in ESO.
No, yeah, in all reality, this doesn't seem like something that's going to make it in.
Yeah, it's going to be completely aesthetic. Just how your character looks. That's all it is, how they look.
Yeah.
So you're not going to have a big fat guy be able to take a few more blows, maybe have a few more drinks before he throws up. Yeah, you're not going to be seeing anything like that.
Yeah, you'll see racial perks and stuff like that. Like, hopefully, and wait, did we say that racial perks were something they confirmed yet? Or
They're
not?
supposed to be racial perks, we just don't know what they are.
So yeah, that will be what oh god, I'm butchering this word, but that'll
Differentiate?
Yeah, that's the word. That's the one. It'll make it different from all the other races, but yeah, as far as the height and stuff like that, yeah, not something that's gonna make it. At least, not that we've heard, and we assume not. Was that the last one?
That shall be it.
Alright then. This has been the ShoddyCast. Don't forget to do us the enormous favor of liking, maybe even favoriting this episode.
And sharing.
And
tweet
share
that mother
it with everyone you know. I have been Josh.
And I've been Kyle.
We'll catch you later.
Boy.